You know what I mean? Like I was really going through something mentally and I was going through it by myself. It was a situation that I was foreign to, you know what I mean? Because whenever I feel a threat, I just eliminate it, man. And you know, everybody around me is okay, but this was a different type of threat. You know what I mean? It couldn't be killed by elimination.
Prison Stories 101. Man, we back with another one, man. We got him in the building, man. Gangsta, what's good with it?
Shit, I'm coolin', bro.
Hey, man, you know how it is, man. For the first time someone comes on the platform, first and foremost, thank you. Welcome.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your time. If you don't mind, introduce yourself back to the people, man. Tell them where you from and tell them how much time you did.
My name Gangsta, you know what I mean? Or bang foreign, depending on where you at, you know what I mean? But Texas, you know, my turf is Gangsta, well respected. I'm from the Butler Housing Projects. You know, I mean, one of the most dangerous projects that ever existed in my city. Man, I done calculated over 20 years. You know what I mean? Done everything but sell, fuck, a punk, and snitch. So, you know, I'm pretty sure you get the picture.
Come on. All right, well, let's go and do it like this, man. Again, once again, thank you for coming on. We always try to get started with the who, what, when, where, and why, as far as, you know, getting to know what got you led up to the situation. First of all, how much, did you serve it all for one situation or did you go in multiple different things?
Nah. But I never been a parole cat. I always discharged any number that was given because I already knew the way that I conducted myself and the people that I intertwined with, like, it was no room for paroles and probation, you know what I mean? You can't even be touched like that, you know? So I always clocked that on my numbers. You know?
Speak on that. That's one thing that I don't get a chance to speak on often, as far as having a choice of having parole or probation. That's almost like a jail in itself to move around with just fear on, you know, looking over your back. Speak on that as far as why you opted out of that and why you didn't want to say that wasn't a smart move.
Well, man, like I say, man, everybody got their positions they play. You know what I mean? Absolutely. And I was a front liner, absolutely, hands down. And I was raised and groomed by some people that was good to me because they could have used me as a flunky. My level of loyalty was beyond description, you know, and but they chose to love me and they stood on everything that they taught me. It's just that I outgrew them. So like, you know, when it come to me personally, parole and probation was never an option because I understood that if I got out with any type of probation, parole, or any of that sort, like I wouldn't be able to move as fluent as I needed to move within my environment.
Come on. Yeah, so you already knew what it was.
Absolutely.
Like you said, for each his own, do you understand why people do
100%.
Do the probation, do the parole?
Man, hey, it's a program that it works for some people because some people need that restraint. They need that authority present just to keep them in check until their growth is complete. You know what I mean? So I understand it. I'm not against it. You know what I mean? But for where I was at mentally, nah.
Yeah, you knew better. Knew better. All right, well, go and speak on as far as let's just start with the where. Probably multiple charges, but where did you normally catch a charge? What city, what county, what state?
Man.
And then also let us know what units that you actually did time on.
Well, man, majority of my charges took place in my environment. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I always went back, you know, for one reason or the other. You know, I always went back or whatever, but I had multiple charges, in state, out of state, like I was expedited, like it was charges showing up that didn't even belong to me. You know what I mean? But that's what happened when you're dealing with an organization. You know, when y'all all understand that, you know, it can show up at any time. It might not be yours. You know what I mean? That's just the way it go. You know what I mean? But
hold on, wait, stay right there. What is the mentality when you get a charge that you know for sure ain't yours? Does your demeanor towards it change? Like you get more like upset about it?
That's why I say you got to understand, like, be who you are. You know what I mean? You got people that are great hustlers. My brother, he present right now. And man, he been a hustler since I understood my ABCs. But like, I was in a different field. You understand? So it's just a different line of work. Now I don't feel no pressure when I get charges put on me that don't belong to me because I know what I signed up for. It's an organization that I'm dealing with. Like some people a part of the function and they just part of the function. But then you have them people within the function that know that things go on under the rug, you understand? Yeah. That the front line, you know, are the ones that's out on Front Street, they'll never get to see it. They'll never hear about it. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, it's definitely rooms inside of rooms, if that makes sense.
Yeah, there's people part of the function, and there's people that's running the function, that's starting the function, that controls the function. So with that being said, yeah, go ahead with the units that you served on.
Well, first unit, I actually went straight from the youth commission. You know what I mean? I went straight from the youth commission. You know, I was certified from within youth facility. You know what I mean? TYC. I was certified protecting the life of one of my comrades. You know what I mean? And so I was sent to prison straight from youth commission. I had more time added to me, and I was sent up, you know, and or whatnot. So that's where it started for me. And I landed on Clemens unit. And at my age, Clemens unit was the only unit that housed minors, if that makes sense, because I was never supposed to be in the county anyway. But they had what they called the youth offender program, which I never made it to. You know what I mean? They felt like I would contaminate the kids that had a chance of rehabilitation. So I was put in regular population with the goons and the villains.
Damn. What age was that youth commission thing?
I was 16. Well, the age from there is pretty much 16 on up. You stay there until you within legal age. Okay. You know, to go in population. But I was 16 amongst the bounce. Yeah, absolutely.
Did they have to move you around to any other units on your, I mean, I'm sure you had to sit in some other spots too.
Absolutely. Well, Clemens unit, man, coming in as young as I was, people underestimated me, you know what I mean? But I come up in an older structure, you know what I mean? So, you know, as young as I was in rooms that was not privy to people of my age, you know what I mean? Different committees. So when I went there, I had an organized mentality. So I understood when I first got there that there was gonna be issues because it was a bunch of things that I didn't agree with, and I knew that was detrimental to my people. And I ain't just talking about active gang members, you know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean, I had a structure in my life way before the gang activity took place. So majority of my confrontations came from breaking down and rebuilding. And by the age of 17, my power had increased so much that they made an attempt on my life on Clemens unit. You know what I mean? But by the grace of God, man, you had two guys that we never really even spoke much. You know what I mean? But they was always present in front line. And J-Rock and T-Money, never forget them two cats. And yeah, they had cuffed me, and man, I was pretty much rendered unconscious. Like they was like, yeah, but they just...
I mean, before, because again, we haven't gotten to the stories yet, but I don't want you to lose that thought. Can you speak on that situation? What was they trying to make an attempt on your life for? Like, what was the situation?
Like I say, I had my wisdom, but it was to the point that where they trusted my advice, my wisdom, and my direction. And they understood, like I gave meaning to what it was to war and what you war behind. Like I had selective wars. I didn't accept our invitations, but and that built confidence within my people. You know what I mean? And man, like I never really went through the division with gang banging in prison. You know what I mean? Because I had something before the gang banging took place. And you know what I mean? And like, it's just being able to relate and having an understanding, because if you don't speak a person's language, you can't expect to be heard, you know, but I speak fluent in many languages. Yeah. Absolutely, literally.
The situation as far as them attempting on your life, did you get heads up on it? Did you see it coming?
No, absolutely not. So it was a plot. It was a plot. So they came to the part with some bogus claim or whatever, you know what I mean, or that they found something in my cell, put me in cuffs, and they wanted to take me to the dungeon, because in Clemens unit, you based up under the facility whenever you go to lockup. But their whole goal was to get me there, and I understood what the plot was. So I put up a resistance as best as I could as a 17-year-old who was in restraints. And that gave me enough time to raise commotion to grab the attention of the people that was actually on the pods. You know what I mean? And I never expected J-Rock and T-Money to be the ones who assist me. But it was them too, man. And man, I'll forever be in their debt. That was the first attempt. In the process of transitioning and transferring, they tried to starve me out. You know what I mean? And but I was blessed to have a nigga named Swamp. He was a weenie too, honestly. But hey, God, thank you to the weenies. No lie, man. Just because you don't live my lifestyle or you don't carry my morals, hey, you are who you are. You know what I mean? The flies are fly like shit. But man, a weenie fed me to life. You know what I mean? He was sneaking there. He would grab these sacks and ball them up so tiny it looked like trash, and I would unravel them and scavenge whatever remains was in them. You know what I mean? Just to get by or whatever, yeah.
Okay. All right, I want to speak on the win. What age did you first get in trouble? I understand TYC, but what age were you? And what age was the last time you've been in, like, as far as...
Man, you say, hold on, excuse me, you say TYC or TDC?
Young, what age you get in trouble?
Oh, man, man, listen, man. Hey, look, I was being rounded up for kidnapping 9-10 years old.
God damn, hold on, wait.
You know what I mean? Absolutely.
Hey,
absolutely. 19 years old, I was already.
You hold a third graders hostage? Or what are you doing? No. Oh my God. Damn.
You know, but I was the only juvenile, you know, on a free sensitive charges. You know, all my partners was in the county. I was on Kimber Road. You know what I mean? I was with the up and coming gladiators, you know what I mean? But I was the only juvenile, but I trusted them, nigga, like the teachings were so pure at that point that I can't say it wasn't a fear factor, but my trust and enable me to be courageous and brave. And I watched the results come out of that. We all walked off of that. You understand?
Oh, man. All right. Well, no, damn. Okay. So let's do it like this, because that brings me, we got to jump to the wire immediately. You're young.
Absolutely.
You're in the shits. That means you jumped off the porch very early. Speak on what was your upbringing as far as what was the reason why you were so subjective to being part of this life?
Man, the truth is I was never subjected to it. Like I never approved of it. You got to understand, like my biggest cheerleader, my biggest supporter was my mother. That was my mother, my father, my God, nigga. That was everything, nigga. I was a nerd, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, nigga, straight A's, nigga. The finest of everything. You know what I mean? Like, I never seen my life without her. You understand? And
nah, speak on it, bro.
Yeah.
Speak on it.
But when, you know, whenever that took place, you know what I mean? I lost my mama. She went out young or whatever, man. She kept a secret. My mama ain't never lied to me, but that one time, you know what I mean? She didn't bring me on what was killing her. You know what I mean? She was dying from cancer. You know what I mean? And by the time, you know, I figured it out, she was already getting chemo. You know what I mean? And
she never told you?
No. My mama was strong, man. And I hate when I hear women say that all the time. I'm strong because as a man who watched a strong woman, like, I realized, like, if a woman is saying she's strong too much, usually she's taking on burdens that she shouldn't have to carry. Yeah. You understand? So, like, when I hear a woman always doting about how strong she is, it creates a worry sense in me. Like, I don't find it, like, proud to say, hey, nigga, my homegirl's strong, or my woman's strong. Like, nigga, I become worried. You know, like, damn, what's going on? There's something behind the curtain. It's a reason you have to be strong. Yeah. And that's what I want to know.
She didn't want to worry you, Phil?
Nah, man, my world was a fantasy, man. Anything, man, look, man, you couldn't ask God to create another woman like my mama. You couldn't do it. You know what I mean? You couldn't, man, that woman loved me so much and we were so tight. As a kid, man, she would take me to the fucking job and I would turn her janitor closet into my playground. You know what I mean? After hours when the higher ups left, nigga, I get to go swimming. You know what I mean? But I wanted to be that close with my mama. Like, I didn't trust the world around her. I already had a war mind. It just wasn't nourished yet, you know, but I was a protector from day one. Like, I didn't trust my mama on job sites.
Oh, damn.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, we was dealing in a time where racism was real strong. You know what I mean? And, you know, I didn't have much strength. I had boy strength. I didn't have man strength, but you couldn't tell me that. I'm going to try you.
Yeah, no, that's real.
Yeah.
Did you have siblings?
I had siblings. I had a sister that came 4 years after me.
Okay.
Brankiel Roberts.
Okay.
Angel.
So it was y'all two?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, definitely, I understand it, man. You know, my mom, she passed the cancer, and she never told me about it. Yeah. Now she went, she just went through it.
Right.
All right. So for you, then, what was it that led you to, again, if y'all understand about the Butler Projects, y'all know as far as you already know what you got to try to stay away from. But what was it for you that led you into a life of, let's just say, crime, like, or just doing things that your mama wouldn't approve of?
Man, really what led to me, man, I had a best friend growing up, and we was both kind of like, we was real nerds, man. My nigga Johnny Maxwell. Johnny Maxwell didn't care about the gang banging going on around us, man. This was an incredible guy, man, my best friend. And I remember I was playing for TCU, Pee Wee League, or whatever, and it was the day of one of our homecomings. And, we was supposed to meet. My Uncle Michael was gonna let us ride in one of his gangster whips. Like, man, y'all, I'm gonna take y'all, so I was excited about the whole ordeal. And, my mom was like, hey, go down there and, and go get Johnny or whatever. So when I get down there, it's a big police presence, the whole entire community was out. And it's the first time that the authorities actually allow an assault to take place, because Charles would have died out there. Like, even the pigs was like, that was too much. But my partner was stabbed over 80-something times by his uncle, the day of my homecoming. So it kind of killed my drive. Like, I didn't have the motivation for the game, just, you still perform though.
This is your partner, this Johnny?
Yeah, we was kids, man. I believe, man, we was like 7, 8 years old.
Hold on, what was the situation, if you don't mind me asking? Do you know why his uncle?
Absolutely. Absolutely, it was pure jealousy. Pure jealousy.
Of a child?
Of a child, but you gotta understand, we wasn't normal childs like kids. Number one, like, the responsibility that he took on mentally, his awareness. Like, Johnny was the future. He was the future for his family. He was gonna be the one that break the cycle that his family had been going through decades before he came into existence. Yeah. And everybody knew that, so they watered that seed, just like my mama watered me. Yeah. But that was too much, because that attention and that support took away from his uncle, who was in the streets and was dealing with addiction.
Oh man! So yeah, you ain't gotta say too much after that. A loss like that, this your day one. How did that affect you? I mean,
oh man, it really ain't no words for it. Like, that had a silent effect on me. Yeah. It had a silent effect because nobody never really knew how much I dealt with that. But I monitored his Uncle Charles for a while. He got 2 years sent to an institute, and But yeah, life just didn't really work out for him.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So that kind of tells you, as far as just kind of your upbringing. But whenever someone gets in his life, did you see yourself like, I'm gonna take it to the fullest? Were you just like, man, there's nothing to do, so I'm gonna go and do this? Or,
man, you don't have a choice but to take it to the fullest. You know what I mean? Because it's really no plan, because every day it's niggas out there that take it to the fullest. You can't come across them type of people half-stepping. Yeah. You know what I mean? Lucci and Pookie said it best. You know what I mean? You can't come half-stepping, man. Like, you make a decision. Ain't nothing wrong with going in the other direction. Go there. It's okay. But if you choose to go here, like, you have to be all in.
Okay, and with that situation, you mentioned your friend being killed. That was in front of you, correct?
No. It
wasn't in front of you?
No.
But do you feel like that was like the turning point for you, because you said you were doing Pee-wee sports at that time?
Well, it actually wasn't the turning point, because like, I was still striving. I still had a vision and I still had goals at that point. You know what I mean? The pain, trying to understand the loss at such a young age, all that was a new feeling and experience. But for the most part, I still had a dream, And I think that dream kind of fizzed out or faded away once I lost my mother.
Okay, how old were you when you lost your mother?
I want to say between 8 and 9.
8 and 9.
Yeah, like a year or two later.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Your pops, where's he at?
Oh, that's a tricky situation. Well, biological and the man that I acknowledge as my pops, they both deceased. They both deceased.
At the time of, or later in life?
No, later in life.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Were they there present for you as a child? Either one of the two?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. My mama did so good of a goddamn job. Like,
she the mama, daddy, grandma.
They was there, but it didn't matter if they wasn't. Like, man, I heard people. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I know how I feel about being there for my kids. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, her presence was so strong, like, man, the hats that she wore, like, they was tailored. Man, even a father couldn't fit in that bitch. Excuse my language.
No, please.
But like, even a father couldn't fit within that fashion. Like, she was just a freak of nature. You know what I mean? And God only gave it to me for a short period of time, and then he took me through another phase. You know what I mean? It was something that I had to learn on my own. You know what I mean? I probably wouldn't be where I was today. I had to go through the experiences that I did if she was here, but I definitely wouldn't have got the growth either. You know, so.
All right. Well, let's speak about the what. What were what charge got you the most time, and what was the charge itself?
Well, well, just put it like this: whenever you're dealing with an EOC or engaging in organized crime, whatever you can possibly think of in the book of law,
oh yeah, they gonna throw it.
You're convicted of it. EOC,
jaywalking, everything. They hit you with everything.
EOC, man, engaging in organized crime. You know what I mean? It can be one charge, but it's 30 categories up under it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And yeah.
So walk us through that as far as they're gonna hit you with the EOC. What was the first situation? How did you handle it? Was it a lawyer involved? Was it multiple people involved? Was anyone snitching? Was anyone getting like, hey, let me cooperate as best possible to give me the less time?
Man, people don't make it that far.
For real. That's facts, bro. That's facts. For you, how was it?
I think
just for you, basically. Like, how did you handle it?
Me personally, like I say, like, I was prepared for that part before that part took place. You know what I mean? Like, I was already prepared for the interrogation, the good cop, bad cop, the mirror windows. I was prepared for it all, defending me against my co-defendants, which was in the county jail while I was in juvenile, you know, separation. You know what I mean? Like, I was already prepared for that. But like I say, I believed in them so much that I held on to the teaching. It's just like when you take up anything, when you take on a new following, a new religion, when you pick up the Quran and you know, that's a whole different teaching from what, you know, you're accustomed to in the United States of America. But once your faith grow, man, you live and you die by it. You know what I mean? It's bigger than the blind faith. You feel that presence. So every time that I was witnessing or going through something they done already told me, I knew it was true to it.
Yes, sir. For you have faith in the system where, like, all right, we can walk all this out if we all just stick to the code.
Ain't no choice. Yeah. Ain't no choice. And I don't have faith in the system. You can make the system work for you. You can go and better yourself. There is opportunity for everybody who's watching. Like, don't think that you go in these places and you can't apply things to yourself to make you greater. But to say that they give them and they willingly available is not the truth. It's not the truth, man. You know what I mean? It took us years to adopt programs. So until that time took place, you just had a bunch of angry people.
That's right. That's right. All right. So, you know, there's very few times where someone comes up inside TYC. For them to give you time, the E situation, did you plead out? Did you go to court or anything?
Man, I think when I was going, you said TYC, right?
Yeah, TYC.
Crossing over into TDC.
Over, yeah.
Now, that was a tricky situation, you know what I mean? Wasn't really much they can do with me, you know what I mean? 2 years, you know what I mean? I just can't stop catching time. 2 years, you know what I mean? So, you know, like, I didn't care. I was thinking like, man, I'm just ready to get down the road at the end of the day, because one thing, you know, it's always gonna be somebody you know everywhere you go. That's a fact. You know what I mean? It don't matter what facility you land on, it's gonna be somebody you know. So if you ain't who you say you are, it's gonna be exposed. But like, nah, man, I took that time and it wasn't no plea, man. It was given. You know, it was number 2 years. I was a kid. You know what I mean? First time offender, wasn't much they had to go on. Yeah. You know, it was cool. Put me on the bus and yeah.
All right. Normally, once you are in TYC, they normally try to let you go home as you become an adult. Unless you had a lifestyle lender that, you know, was not becoming of what they wanted.
Man, you don't really have a choice.
Okay, go ahead.
You know what I mean? Ain't no such thing as walking a straight line in prison. Like, man, shorty, you just, you know what I mean, sucking on weenies or something. Ain't no such thing as walking a straight line. You know what I mean? Like, it's there. Like, you don't wake up looking for trouble, but it's there. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just, you gotta know, like I had two main goals, really three, but two main goals. Survival and education. Those were my two main priorities.
That's real. Which one came first, you feel?
Survival.
Gotta wake up. Ugh. All right, so the situation that led you up to TDC, do you ever get back out and go back in, or do you?
Yes,
yes,
I do. I came home. I was released in the middle of a war in my city. You know what I mean? And the people that carried majority of the weight was incarcerated. They either got killed or was incarcerated. Everything okay?
I see. Let's get up.
Okay. So within that war, it took me to take on a role that I didn't ask for. Yeah. You understand? Like, it was a big adjustment because people that I grew up with, that I loved, and I done risked my life on behalf of, became my enemies. You know what I mean? I didn't even understand how serious it was until, like, you know what I mean? You thinking you dealing with a brother.
How they become your enemies?
Like I say, it was just a war that broke out before my return.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying? And I came home not understanding the magnitude of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it almost cost me my life. Damn. You know what I mean? And
so would you say those folks that you had was rotted out for, that they switched up, or is just elements of the war?
Man, I'm not gonna do that, man. I heard that's spoken about so calm and just like to
you got
to counsel out the next person. Like, it wasn't no switch up. Like, it was necessary.
Yeah.
It was necessary, you know what I mean? Whatever led up to that point, like, you know what I mean? It was understood, like, them niggas was real gangsters.
Yeah.
They was real gangsters. They didn't switch up, they fell in line. You know what I mean? I was a little slow to that. You know what I mean? My heart and my loyalty was to a different level. Like, I would have addressed it. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even get a chance to be, you know, nigga didn't address me or nothing. Nigga, it was just like, you die here. But I understand that too, because I was one of the biggest threats.
Sure. Okay. All right, so you get out. How long are you out before you get sent back up during that time?
Oh, man, besides this time, man, I ain't never made it. 2 years.
Oh,
2 years, well, and not be on the run. You understand?
Yeah.
But, man, my run's always been short-lived. And I'll tell you this, I never been to prison behind me.
Huh?
Niggas don't fuck with me. It's always been third party behind niggas I pledged to.
Man.
Niggas they try around me. Motherfuckers don't. Never been to prison for me, man.
Damn, there's always somebody that you vouching for, that you riding with,
Absolutely.
that you got to deal with their business.
Absolutely. My brother in the mix right here, right now.
Damn.
Never been to prison for me.
Damn, you know, when you say it like that, that's crazy, because normally you're doing something for yourself.
Absolutely.
To better yourself, but you holding it down.
In vain.
How does that, while you sitting there, the days, are you, because you're a product of this environment, are you okay with it while you in there? Or are you like, just thinking like, damn, I did all that for this nigga? like it wasn't even for me, it was for this.
Well, the reality didn't really kick in to me to, man, I remember I got a message on my tablet, which I thought it never happened, but I got a message on my tablet from, you know what I mean, my child's mother, and it was like, your daughter locked up. But she's a kid. She's in the institute, okay? She done went to school, said some crazy shit, you know what I mean? And they had to evaluate her. But she wasn't nothing wrong with her. You know what I mean? When I finally talked to her, I wanted to know what was going on. She's like, Dad, ain't nothing wrong with me. She said, I just wanted to know what it feel like to be incarcerated. She wanted to know what I was going through. And at that moment, man, I can't, man, that made me feel so less than a father. Like, nigga, boy, that was a turning point. You know what I mean? Like, nigga, I done went through shit since I've been out here. You know what I mean? And scabs are still on top of heads because of my promise I gave her. I swear to God, I just went through some shit where I've been and smacked it, and my case would have got closed just like that. I would have been smacking shit. Nothing never made it to trial on me.
Damn.
I don't give a fuck. You can put whatever on this motherfucker, nigga. Can't nothing come back and eat me right now. But I'm saying, like, because of the promise and the oath that I gave to a little girl that believed in me a million miles away, she in Atlanta, homie. She in Atlanta, nigga. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't even safe for her to be raised in the state of Texas.
Damn.
You know what I mean? My daughter in Atlanta, and she trying to relate to what the fuck her father going through. Nigga, how backwards is that? How can I sit and say I'm a man, I'm a father, any goddamn thing, and my daughter trying to figure out how I'm suffering?
Sad story. Black American dad story. Man, that's crazy. Damn, man. And shout out her. That situation still going on right now?
Nah, she good.
Okay.
Man,
Just
she good.
at the time of, that was damn.
Yeah, that was my turning point to where like, man, I just made it in my mind like, I really didn't care. I don't care about losing nobody around me. You know what I mean? If you're gonna jeopardize my oath, like nigga, like cause I know how hard I went for everything I done pledged to, nigga, I gotta go 2 times harder for my family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, nigga, it hurt me sometimes because we so many miles apart, nigga, that like, nigga, I be worried about, nigga, she even know how hard her daddy going for her. How hard he going just to hold that promise because don't nobody see it. It remind me of the story of Moses, nigga, like, that nigga knew he wasn't going to the promised land, nigga, you done too much prior to that. You know what I mean? He knew that, but that nigga was a warrior, nigga, that nigga still carried that oath.
Yeah.
He still carried out his mission knowing that he was gonna bear the fruits of the labor. So like, even if she don't know how hard her daddy going, nigga, I'm gonna continue to go it because my story gonna get told thanks to you.
Come on, nah, it's going somewhere. I want to have this conversation because, of course, you know, there's things, and we're going to get right to the prison stories because I want to go and try to jump into it. Well, before I even get into the stories, you mentioned a tablet. And a lot of people don't understand like what that means, and I never really go into it.
Right.
They start giving inmates tablets.
Yeah.
What do those tablets do? How do they work?
Man, it's damn near just like having a tablet out here, minus the network connection. Like you, I mean, you can break them. You know what I mean? Everybody know you can jailbreak them or whatever. But for the most part, man, it's to keep a line of communication between your loved ones. You know what I mean? It's basically a way to put you to sleep as well. You know what I mean? They keep you so tuned in to the newest movies, videos that it take your head out the books. You don't even want to go to education sometimes.
Because you trying to watch a show.
Man, because you just want to do whatever with that thing.
So what all can this thing do? It lets you communicate with your people at home?
Absolutely.
Through text message?
Message, phone calls, and now it's even to the point to where I believe they setting up video calls now. You know what I mean? So like they took away your family, then they gave them back. That's how the system played us.
But isn't that for the better though? Like to be able to have this like...
I think so, but it's always a bigger agenda. Yeah. Always. You know what I mean? It's better because, you know, it opens up lines of communication. If my brother in the next cell over is going through something, like 9 times out of 10, we putting each other family contacts on there as well just for those
times, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
What else can this thing do? Okay, you said it got movies on it?
Got movies on it, yeah. Yeah.
And they let you have it for how long? Like,
I mean, it's yours. It's assigned to you. You're responsible for it.
Oh, so you sell all 3 a.m.?
Yeah, 3 a.m. 3 a.m. You got it.
How does they charge?
Well, you got to charge it too.
Oh shit!
You got everything you need. Everything to make that thing function, you got it.
Damn, this actually sounds pretty sweet. I mean, that sounds good. Like to buy time.
Yeah, I mean, depending on who you ask, it definitely was needed because of the severity of the situation down there.
Yeah, like
you know what I mean? Because we stay on lockdown so much, having that inside the cell, you still got access to phone calls and communication. Yeah. Because before then, you're not getting on the phone. Like I was on Clemens Unit, we went down 9 months at a time.
Yeah, going down 9 months can do something to your brain. When you come out, you ready to probably do something to somebody or something.
I mean, some people thought like
some
that.
Some people, yeah, that's
you know what I mean. I was a recluse. I was a herm before I even went to prison. So being isolated and separated and segregated, that never was a worry to me. You know what I mean? Like I didn't really like humans that much anyway. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I'm just being honest. Like I was cool with myself and my person, which was my mama. You know what I mean? But God done placed people inside of my life within, you know, the time frame, you know, to help me grow or whatever. But for the most part, the methods and tactics that they used in prison to break people, man, it was light work to me. It didn't apply.
So your mama, she was there for you?
100%, all the way up until she took her last breath.
Man, that's real. What all, did she visit you? Did she keep money on your books? Just words of prayer, letters?
Man, listen, it wasn't no books, wasn't no prison, wasn't no, nigga, my mama alive, nigga, it was the furthest thing from my mind, man. My mama was a visionary. My mama was the type of woman that made things happen where it looked impossible. She did that.
Yeah.
My mama did that, man. For real, she always thought she was a green thinker. Like, nigga, her mind never. She was a queen, man.
That's real. Did you have a female out here, or do you try to have a female out here? The attempt is what's important.
Right now, she out preparing for my birthday, okay? But I want to tell you something about that, man. I'm going to be real choice when I speak on my relationship status because it's tricky. It's very tricky. You know what I mean? This woman came into my life when I was 2 seconds away from making a decision that could have changed a whole bunch of people's lives. I'm serious, man.
For the better or for the worse?
Man, listen. It could have changed everybody's lives. Just put it like that. You know what I mean? Like I was really going through something mentally and I was going through it by myself. It was a situation that I was foreign to, you know what I mean? Because whenever I feel a threat, I just eliminate it, man. And everybody around me is okay, but this was a different type of threat. You know what I mean? It couldn't be killed by elimination. You know what I mean? It couldn't be killed by elimination. So different methods had to be taken into play. Different forms of discipline, disciplines that I never exercised. So like, it was hell to me. It was hell to wake up like that. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. But let me talk about this woman, right?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Man, I don't know what made me jump on a date now. Man, I ain't never done none of that shit, man. No, serious, nigga. Like, nigga, I have trust issues, nigga. Like, man, I was with her, and I believe I literally slept with the pistol in my hand for almost a year, 6-7 months. You know what I mean? And
you didn't trust him?
Man, listen, it was a life before me, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, nigga, I'm not even in my comfort zone. You done took me way out here. You showing me different shit. Like, we had really good neighbors. They're good now, but like, they couldn't even just show genuine concern without me going in there like, man, what's up with this nigga, man? Like, man, I'm gonna go sniff him the fuck out. Like, man, what's going on? And she like, this is not this environment. But what had happened, I'm dealing with a woman now. She has a career, she's this and that. So she not understanding the world I come from. Now, she went through some things, but she not really understanding the magnitude of the experiences that I had coming up.
Facts. So, are you falling for this woman? Is she?
Man, listen, I hate that I gave my heart. You know what I mean? My soul. Nigga, listen to what I'm telling you. Nigga, I put that on everything I love, man. Man, every time I think I'm going to separate, I'm strong enough to leave, nigga, I get in my motherfucking truck, nigga. I drive miles and miles away. I done went to Mexico. I come back. Man, I don't give a fuck, man. And then the thing about it, like, we can fall out, nigga. Nigga, I've been out here, her name and nothing. Niggas say what they want to. I don't go out this bad on, man. Listen, nigga, I'm going for that. We break up right today, nigga. Her next man better, hey, be sweet, my guy. You know what I mean? I'm just telling you because I'm warning you beforehand, she's a handful, but God gave you two. You know, so.
Come on. The time that you did, right. Your day to day, what was your average day to day? Because again, you said earlier that you went in with a brain. You was making all A's. You was a nerd.
Absolutely.
And prison can make you into a monster, or it can make you into a tool that can be sharpened.
Well, one thing I want to do, man, I want to thank God for giving me the spirit that He gave me because it always existed. It would always existed. Everybody got two wolves. You just decide which one you're going to feed when you feed them. You understand? Like, I love to have peace and just howl at the beautiful moon sometime. But then it come a season where I got to hunt. I just had a litter. It's cubs inside of that cave. I got to go out. It ain't no time to be howling in the moon. I need to drag something back. You understand? Yeah. So, like, when it come to that, like, man, I'm not biased towards nothing in this world. I'm not biased, man. Whatever your season is, let that be, man. You know what I mean? If it's fit for you to survive it, then you survive it. I'm still here, so I'm telling my story.
Yeah. What was the average day for you? Like, how did you pass time? If you were to just kind of look at the time you did.
Me passing time came with a lot of education, applying myself in whatever programs came across. I didn't give a damn what it was. I was signing up. Yeah, getting as many certifications.
Yeah, survival or education, and you were educating yourself.
Yeah, because I had already created the atmosphere where I can move around. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the survival was definitely fair. Like, I had already created an energy around me to where, like, a motherfucker probably could have knocked me down, could have got rid of me, but, like, just the chances that he might not succeed was too much weight. So it allowed me to move within that institute the way I wanted to. Now I can get to my education. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I wasn't a half stand-up guy. You know what I mean? You toyed with me like, hey, we all the way. We all the way.
Were you part of any, what was it, either gang activities, either, they have the Muslims, they have the Christians, they have different groups, different factions.
Listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Texas, man. Man, Texas was men before gang activity even influenced us. We had posses, we was men, solid. Nigga, the biggest conspiracy inside of prison in Texas is to divide three major cities: Houston, Fort Worth, and Dallas.
Damn, he put forward that.
That is the agenda. You cannot allow them 3 cities to function in unison. You can't do it. You can't do it. You got to understand that. And I understood that. So, man, you got to add, man, my brother sitting in there right now, niggas blood, nigga, right now, nigga, when Rise was popping out, nigga, they partners telling them, hey, nigga, stand down, man, listen, nigga, whatever V I got coming. Nigga, we all on deck. We all on deck, for better or worse.
So when it comes to Houston against Dallas or something, the Bloods and the Crips will come together just to...
Man, it just... Man, when I hear it come together, it just breaks my heart. You know what I mean? Because it never reached the point that I wanted it to. But now I'm starting to see different movements. You know what I mean? Like, you got to understand, man. You from Dallas. My boy over here from Dallas, nigga, we breathing the same fucking air. I'm in Dallas. Listen, with all the history that we have, I'm in Dallas, and I'm not arrogant or cocky. I consider it a blessing and an honor. You hear me, Dave B?
Come on.
I consider it honor. Nigga, I'm not arrogant, nigga. You know what I mean? I understand, nigga, it's people just like me. But the fact that we done had the history that we have, and I'm okay in somebody's yard, man, that mean a lot to me. So guess what, nigga, I don't give a fuck how long I've been knowing you, nigga, from the sandbox, nigga. If I say this nigga in the city and we together, nigga, can't nothing happen to this guy without it happening to me. I can't go to his family, his friends, and tell them, well, it went bad over here. Nah, we either both in the morgue, we both in the hospital, because that's the way it go. I ain't going to give no news.
Come on. Nah, that's a mentality that's needed. Where does East Texas, West Texas, San Antonio, Austin fall in line?
Well, when you talk about them type of names, man, usually the strength in that area come from the Mexicans. You understand? Which is a strong presence, very dangerous. Yeah. Very dangerous, you know what I mean? And, it's just, really when it comes to our people, man, it usually gonna fall in line up under them 3 brackets. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got some people, you allowed to rep where you from, within traffic, but at the end of the day, when it come to things moving, things happening, Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, it's them 3 going always, you can't take that away.
I would always hear about Dallas, Fort Worth coming together when it's Cowboys time.
Oh, man, listen, we don't want to talk about Cowboys season. That's where all the head busting takes place.
That's what I'm saying. I hear that's when the head busting come. Sundays to Monday is when it just gets active, goddamn.
Listen, I don't even like the Cowboys. But boy, when Cowboy season come, nigga, you better not say a motherfucking thing about Dallas. You better not even talk about a player, nigga.
Damn.
You better not talk about a nigga, I can't name 3 of them on the line.
One better not come up.
But you better not even talk about a player, because it was bigger than just the Cowboys. It was all, they call them slugs. People throw up slugs, nigga. They express they hate to you through a football game.
Oh, damn.
You understand?
They'll get some shit off.
It's the tactics that they use. It was never about them hating Dallas. Most of them be fans, nigga. Nigga, y'all didn't have shit down there. Y'all was the Oilers, nigga. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, they'll attack you through a program. It's just the mindset. It's the games they play. You know what I mean? The whole time, it be you that they talking to. You know what I mean? It don't got nothing to do with what's on TV, my guy.
Damn, that's some real shit. That's some real shit. You spoke on the Mexicans, man. Are the Mexicans clicked up in there? Like, what's the biggest Mexican?
Highly organized. Highly organized.
When you say that, what does highly organized look like?
Highly organized.
that you're impressed by. You're like,
I wouldn't say that I'm impressed because now they don't start trading their people over. You know what I mean? They don't become expendable to each other.
I've heard stories.
You understand? You know what I mean? Like, before then, like, nigga, from dealing with the old factions to the new, you know what I mean? Like, but they there. They can't be denied. You can't take them lightly. They there. You got to be ready to play. Thinking you just gonna do a little fighting and scrapping, that ain't where it's at. You know what I mean? Everybody is on deck. Have that, because they going. Nigga, be prepared to kill, die, whatever it is, because once they set it out, if that's what they own, it ain't nothing nobody can say. Me, you, the warden, if the light is put on you and this is what's been set out, they're gonna make an attempt. You know what I mean? And hey, you know, it just...
Do they move in factions, and does their factions come together to go against, let's say, blacks or whites?
Oh, man, listen, man, come on, man. This has been going on since the BGL back in San Quentin, man. Like, man, listen. They don't want blacks liking Africans. So why the fuck? Listen, man, listen. The world didn't just start disliking us. You know what I mean? They done attacked us in so many psychological ways that they're talking about the basic things don't even move me. You know what I mean? Like they attack us through our women. You know what I mean? They pin us against our women against us. You know what I mean? They put them in roles and have them feeling like they supposed to be alpha. Nah, nigga, you being the alpha because you forced to be a motherfucking lion instead of lioness now. Understand that they removed us. They taking us out of our environment, our habitat, and they place us in this cage that they call prison, which is a zoo, where all the white people can come in this motherfucker and see the lion, tigers, and bears without the consequences.
Damn, that's real. Do you feel that racism is very prevalent in prison? And how does it show its face?
Man, racism. Man, that's a social construct that should have never existed. I don't even know how we fell victim to this. You know what I mean? Because understanding history, ancient history, you know, demographics, geology, like, man, it's evolution, man. I don't care where the fuck a white man came from. Understanding that you had to adjust. You know what I mean? You got to understand, even with our people, you know, we taught to survive, we taught to survive terraneanly. If you go to the Arctic, you're going to die because the means of survival over there is subterranean. You understand? It's just about evolving. If we go over there within 6 months, we'll be blind. You have snow blindness. You know what I mean? Because we meant to receive sunlight. Yeah. That's why their eyes transition and turn blue. They was in a fucking environment to where they had to adapt. So I don't really care about racism, man. It's just the target of my people and just the people I love, it turned me into somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, I can love anybody.
Yeah. There's men that go through their life and don't even see homosexual behavior. You know, It's not in their environment. They don't put themselves, but when you're in prison, it's like they put you in that environment where you have to see this activity.
Man, listen, man, I'm going to tell you right goddamn now. Man, everybody see homosexuality before they go to prison. You might not want to admit it. You know what I mean? If your motherfucking uncle sitting with both of his legs folded up behind him, nigga, we checking that shit. You know what I mean? Nigga, men got posture. We got body language, the way we handle ourselves. So when it's something outside of that, we start questioning it. We don't speak on it, but going to prison, they actually start becoming accepted in a sort. You know what I mean? And I think like it was already going into the phase to where communities was being built around these people. Now, I never judged. I didn't really give a fuck about what a person did with it. Long as it didn't affect our unity, and what we had going on within my circle. Like, ain't no way, man. If you dealing, because what we are and what we stand for, it means something. Yeah. It means something. You understand? Now, if that's what you want to do, then make your exit, my guy. Because I had brothers that I love and that I go there with that done went that way.
They try to sneak and do it, or they do it?
Man, whether they sneak and do it or not, I knew.
Damn.
I knew, and the ultimatum was gay. Or do I stop loving them? Fuck no. But you do understand that I'm responsible for another 3,500 individuals? You do understand that. So don't put me in a position to where I have to move accordingly. You got your leave, my guy. Yeah. I'm not trying to hold
that's
you.
gracious. Yeah, that's gracious. Yeah, no, yeah. That's giving an opportunity to step away, money.
Absolutely.
Damn. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, somebody that came on here and they said, in the TDC, in the Texas prison system, they feel like, and again, I can only speak for the people that spoke on this platform, that they damn near breed homosexuality there. Like,
man, it's open now, man. You gotta understand, like they can go down to the nurse, put in a sick call, and go get them some titties.
See, when I heard that, to where other people dying from medical conditions.
My God, did you hear me? Estrogen is being delivered like it's candy. You know what I mean? You going down there, you seeing people, man, that's they futures is stronger than a woman. It's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
And they know what they doing. They making the lifers comfortable. In the short term, is a falling for it.
Damn. Do you feel like prisons experiment on inmates?
100%. Man, listen, man.
Guinea pig.
Man, the world is watching right now. If you ever been incarcerated, just something simple. How many people went down there to get their teeth cleaned and end up with 3-4 teeth missing? It's just, listen, we're being trained or being experimented on by interns with no experience. You go to John Seeley, one of these major hospitals, you're not getting the top of the line doctor. You get somebody who studying doctoring, trying to get a doctorate in something. Like you're getting the worst of the worst because we can afford for you to fail. You're more valuable dead than you is alive. You understand? Your organs don't even belong to you. You a ward. Yeah. It says that when you go there.
A ward of the state.
You's a ward. Your organs don't belong to you. If they need them, hey, they take them.
Do you feel like they experiment on inmates through the food?
100%. 100%. Man, we used to have this shit called saltpeter, right?
What?
Listen to what I'm telling you. Men often estrogen is just constantly overlapping. You know what I mean? You can't get pussy on the regular, so you know what I mean? Like, shit, when you get like that, you got a bunch of gorillas beating their chest, and usually there's other stuff that come with that. You know, the bananas are short, and you know, it's just everything. So they created this saltpeter to where you go to the chow hall thinking you're getting some good old juices, nice and sweet. Your dick don't get up for 3 months. Shit. You gonna take you a cup of that shit and your dick don't rise for 3 months, man.
Damn, they're castrated, man. Gilded. Shit. That's crazy.
The project started a long time ago.
That's crazy. Like you said, ward of the state. All right, guys, we got to do it like this. Whenever we have the conversation, this is just breaking the surface. This is just getting an introduction to
Absolutely.
you. So what I like to do, though, is, of course, we do these prison stories. We never try to glorify prison. We're not trying to make a mockery. It's not entertainment. Again, you're putting down some game to where, you're making it real. You paint a very vivid picture. But if you don't mind, for the young YNs that's out there that ain't never been to TYC, ain't never been even in jail,
correct,
that, they feel like they got away with it. They feel like they out here, they can't get caught. Can you speak to them for
Absolutely.
what they about to go through if they do end up in your situation?
First off, I'm speaking to the YNs, but I'm actually speaking to the YN ICs as well. Young niggas in charge, nigga. Know I love y'all. But man, listen, it's not what it's caked out to be. You make these pledges amongst each other. And you really mean it in your heart. And you might think they mean it as well. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But don't wait till you sitting in the jury with 12 people who don't give a fuck about you to find out that they ain't who they are. You know what I mean? Because by that time, it's too late, my guy. It's way too late. You know what I mean? But I will tell you this, man. In the society that we being raised up in, choose your war. It's a bigger war going on. You know what I mean? Just looking over at your brother because he carrying another banner or part of another function. That's what they want you to see is a bigger war going on, man. And this war that you need to be signed up for, that's the one that you do it for, man. Please understand that. They got us thinking we enemies. We are not enemies. How? We carbonated. How are we enemies? But they training us that way. You know what I mean? Listen to your motherfucking family, dude. Listen to the ones who mean you well. If you ain't got a father, God will sing you too. I swear to God. My testimony. Like I had 2 daddies. Wasn't as good as my mama though. But listen to the ones who are there for you. Stop pouring your energy into people who don't mean you well. You see the signs, you pay attention to them. And that's my message to them young niggas out there right now.
Nice preaching. If you don't mind, as we before we get your social media handles, man, is there any shout outs you want to give to anybody that just maybe held it down in prison, to give a voice to the voiceless, those who might be forgotten or something?
Absolutely, man. Man, it go on and on and on. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna do no name calling because some of my supporters shouldn't have been my supporters. But for the most part, you know who you is. You know who you is, man. Like, I know you ain't big on the public thing, and I know y'all watching. Y'all know what I'm doing. Y'all know if I get to where I'm going, you know who coming with me. I ain't forgot nothing. I was able to come home with my pride and no obligations, nigga. None. Y'all the reason that I can walk around here and make decisions for myself because I don't feel like I'm entitled to give my life to nobody else. So no, I love y'all and I appreciate the support.
Come on. With that being said, so you have a social media as far as those to follow, those who want to get at you?
Absolutely. You can go to Bang Foreign on Instagram, Bang Foreign on
TikTok. Spell it for those who may not know.
BANGFOREIGN.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
With that being said, man, I gotta say, we just scratching the surface. You stood 10 toes in. And before I let you go, you did mention something. You said, of course, snitches in prison. Were they frowned upon? Were the people, like, when you did snitch, is there a certain section for them? Because I hear that they start getting passes once they put that rat on the wall.
Man, listen, man. It's a bunch of things that get overlooked for the sake of the overall agenda. You know what I mean? For preservation. You understand? But that's another thing before I leave I want to speak on, because snitching isn't a word that was just invented yesterday. You know what I mean? You got to understand what snitching entails. Snitching is when somebody have a natural agreement, whether it's a criminal act, whether it's this, when somebody come into a natural agreement and somebody breaches that, you know what I mean? That's a breach. And I honestly feel it's punishable by.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah, that part.
Absolutely.
With that being said, Gangsta, I got to say, I appreciate you coming on the platform, man. I would love to have you back, man. Love to get some more stories out of you. Absolutely. But as for now, this is Prison Stories 101, and I salute you, man.
Thank you.
Let's go.